Okay, let us start. You should all be on your page 55 of the textbook. Okay? And you have to start with the formation of landforms. You know that there are how many types of rocks are there? 3 types. And we also learned about the interior of the earth. The interior of the earth, when you dig the earth, when you go inside, it is divided into various layers. How many layers are there? करके बोलो 3 और 4. इंटरनल इनर एंड आउटर कोर आर ओनली वन. अगर आप इनर और आउटर, हाँ मुझे पता चल गया. राइट. सो लेयर्स ऑफ द अर्थ, देर आर 3 layers: crust, mantle and core. Inner core, outer core is a part of core itself. Okay. Then we learned about the types of rocks. Again there are 3: igneous rocks, then sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks, right? So we have already completed 2 parts of our chapter. Part 1 में we learned about the 3 layers of the earth. Part 2 we learned about the 3 types of the rocks. Now we are going to learn about the land forms. Now land तो हमने सुना था कि land किसको बोलते हैं. Here we are talking about land forms. मतलब land, when you travel on land, तो आप देख सकते हो कि जब भी आप ट्रैवल करते हो तो लैंड समटाइम्स इट इज स्ट्रेट, समटाइम्स ऐसा शेप हो जाता है, कभी कभी ऐसा शेप हो जाता है, समटाइम्स देयर इज अ वैली. अगेन व्हेन यू ट्रैवल देयर इज वाटर, देन आगे जाके डेजर्ट हो जाएगा, और आगे जाओ यू विल फाइंड फॉरेस्ट. हैव यू सीन ऑल दिस फीचर्स ऑन लैंड? Yes, you can include in land form. Forest actually natural resource में भी आता है, and land form, forests are also the part of a land form. Okay. So have you heard about all these features on the earth? Right? These different shapes of the earth, these different forms of the land, they are together known as land form. उसको लैंड फॉर्म भी बोलते हैं और लैंडस्केप भी बोलते हैं. इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज लैंडस्केप. नाउ हाउ आर दीज लैंड फॉर्म्स मेड? वो बनते कैसे हैं? राइट. भगवान ऐसे ऊपर से तो बनाते नहीं कि एक माउंटेन, सपोज दिस इज द अर्थ, तो एक माउंटेन बनाकर यहाँ अरेंज कर दिया, एक रिवर बना के यहाँ पर रख दी, फिर एक प्लेटू बना के यहाँ पर रख दिया. ऐसा तो है नहीं. Right? So here the interior of the earth, we learned that there are 3 layers interior. अभी हमने बात किया, याद आ रहा है? Right? So the interior of the earth, they play a very important role in the formation of these landscapes. अर्थ के अंदर जो भी मूवमेंट्स होते हैं, that movement result into the different shapes. So how are the shapes formed and what is the process that we are going to learn? Okay, I put pencils in your hand so that we can write the meanings of the hard words. Page 55, formation of landform. The lithosphere is broken into number of plates. Lithosphere meaning land. Underline the word lithosphere and write the meaning land. Lithosphere meaning land. The lithosphere is broken into a number of plates known as lithospheric plate. Now plate मतलब वो खाने वाली plate बिल्कुल नहीं. You might be knowing this is the earth. How many continents are in our earth? 7. Right? So suppose this is the earth and these are the 7 continents. ओके. तो इन जोग्राफर्स ये हर एक कॉन्टिनेंट को वो लोग बोलते हैं प्लेट. ओके. लिथोस्फीयर मीन्स लैंड. सो एज पर ज्योग्राफी, ईच एंड एवरी लैंड एरिया और ईच एंड एवरी कॉन्टिनेंट इज नोन एज अ प्लेट. समझ में आ रही बात ऑल ऑफ यू? सो डू यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज अ प्लेट? Okay. Now these plates are continuously in motion. कंटिन्यूअसली मूव करती रहती है. सपोज इफ यू हैव a glass of water and some ice cubes in it. ये ग्लास में पानी भरा है और उसमें हमने डाल दिए 3 आइस क्यूब्स. तो व्हाट विल हैपन टू द आइस क्यूब्स? विल दे स्टे स्टिल? वो ऐसे ही रहेंगे, पानी में घूमते रहेंगे यहाँ से वहां? ये मेल्ट होने से पहले घूमते रहेंगे. Yes, we know that whenever a glass is filled with water and when we put some ice cubes in it, because there is water at the bottom, because there is liquid at the bottom, liquid keeps on moving continuously. And due to that, the ice cubes also move from here to there. Right? तो यही ice cubes, ये इस ice cubes को हम बाहर निकाल देते हैं. ठीक है? Now these ice cubes, they strike with each other and they move around in the glass. और वो move क्यों करते हैं? Because there is liquid. तो same thing happens with earth also. If this is our earth, then and this is the core. We know that core and mantle, we have materials in the molten form. Now what is this molten form? Yes, liquid which is very thick. तो core and mantle, everything is in the molten form. और उसके ऊपर है हमारे लिथोस्फेरिक प्लेट्स. नाउ यू वेरी वेल नो व्हाट आर लिथोस्फेरिक प्लेट्स, right? Okay, so because these plates are on a molten matter, they also keep on moving just like those ice cubes. बट आइस क्यूब्स जो है वो 1 मिनट में 50 टाइम्स मूव करते हैं, जबकि दीज लिथोस्फेरिक प्लेट्स दे मूव 1 सेंटीमीटर आफ्टर हंड्रेड्स ऑफ इयर्स. द मूवमेंट इज वेरी स्लो. ओके, यू नो व्हाट इज 1 सेंटीमीटर? आप स्केल्स यूज करते हो, आपको पता है स्केल में कि 1 सेंटीमीटर कितना होता है. यस, ओके, सो उतना 1 सेंटीमीटर जितना भी मूव करने के लिए इट टेक्स हंड्रेड्स ऑफ इयर्स फॉर द प्लेट्स. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस दैट व्हेन these plates are moving, भले धीरे धीरे मूव करे, भले हंड्रेड्स ऑफ इयर्स ले ले, बट whenever they move they affect the surface of the earth. जैसे ही प्लेट मूव करेगी, हम लोग जो कि वो प्लेट के ऊपर रहते हैं, we will be affected. Now sometimes what happens that these two plates strike with each other. जैसे आइस क्यूब्स है, ग्लास में पड़े पड़े एक दूसरे के साथ टकराते रहते हैं. तो these plates also strike with each other. And whenever two plates strike, it always results into an earthquake or there are vibrations. Sometimes there is tsunami if it is underwater, volcanoes, etc. So all these natural disasters कभी कभी अर्थ के इंटीरियर में होते हैं, कभी कभी सरफेस पे होते हैं. एंड whenever there is such type of movement, the land forms change their shapes. Okay, do you understand? This is how the shapes are changed because of the interior movement of the earth. Okay, yes, Diya is raising the hand. Bolo Diya. No, they can move in any direction. Ice cubes ले लो. Is there any fixed direction or they move anywhere? Yes, they move anywhere. So plates also can move in any of the direction. Okay, so now do you understand how the mountains, plateaus, rivers, they get their shapes, how the land forms made? Okay, now let's do 3D part. So the lithosphere is broken into a number of plates known as lithospheric plates. You will be surprised to know that these plates move in different directions. These plates move in, क्या लिखा है? क्या लिखा है? These plates move in different direction. पता चल गया? That is few millimeters in a year. पूरे साल में इतना सा, very less millimeters in a year. This is because of the molten magma inside the earth. Because interior is molten, so on the top the plates move. The molten magma inside the earth moves in a circular manner. This liquid moves in a circular manner, and so the plates move in any direction. The movement of these plates causes changes on the surface of the earth. Movement होते हैं अंदर, but changes are seen on the surface of the earth. Man and Nisarg, I cannot see you. Okay, so these movements cause changes on the surface of the earth. The movements of the earth are divided on the basis of forces which cause them. The movements which are generated in the interior of the earth are called endogenic forces, and the forces that work on the surface of the earth are known as exogenic forces. I want you to underline both these words, endogenic and exogenic. Man, endogenic and exogenic. राइट, इंडोजेनिक में मीनिंग लिखो इंटरनल, एंड एक्सोजेनिक मीनिंग yes external. Okay, so there are movements in the interior of the earth also, on the surface of the earth also. If these movements are in the interior, they are known as internal or endogenic movements, while if there are on the surface of the earth, they are known as exterior or exogenic movements. Any doubts in this intergenic and exogenic? Okay. Now, endogenic forces sometimes produce sudden movements and sometimes produce slow movement. अगर प्लेट जोर से टकराती है तो सडन मूवमेंट्स, धीरे से टच करती है तो स्लो मूवमेंट्स. Sudden movements like earthquakes and volcanoes cause changes on the surface of the earth. I think you all have seen a volcano or an earthquake. मूवीज में, वीडियोस में देखा होगा कि earthquakes, volcanoes. Now they are not fixed. कि 2 साल बाद 1 सितंबर को आएगा या 10 साल बाद 2 फरवरी को आएगा. इट्स नॉट फिक्स्ड. They are sudden movements. Anytime the volcano can erupt, anytime the earth can vibrate. Okay, so sudden movements like earthquakes and volcanoes cause changes on the surface of the earth. A volcano is a vent. Vent meaning opening. I think you know what is a volcano. There is a mountain like formation and on the top there is an opening. और वो ओपनिंग में से क्या बाहर निकलता है? मैग्मा नहीं, क्या बोलेंगे हम उसको? लावा. Unless and inside it is known as magma. As soon as it erupts and come out, it is known as लावा. ओके, तो लावा जहां से बाहर निकलता है ओपनिंग में से, एट द टॉप, एट द पीक ऑफ द वोल्केनिक माउंटेन, दैट ओपनिंग इज नोन एज अ वेंट, VENT, वेंट. ओके, द so a volcano is a vent that is opening in the earth's crust through which molten material erupts suddenly. It erupts suddenly. It is not fixed. कि इतने बजे ये दिन को ये डेट को आएगा. No, it is not fixed. Okay, man. Yes. नहीं, इट इज नॉट एट ऑल फिक्स, नॉट एट ऑल फिक्स. अभी हम यहाँ पर बैठे और अचानक से वो अर्थक्वेक आ सकता है. Suddenly the volcano can erupt. It's not fixed at all. You cannot predict, you cannot forecast an earthquake or a volcano. हाँ, local people को कभी कभी पता चल जाता है, वो भी हम आगे पढ़ेंगे, because of the movements of animals and insects, but it is not you can say reliable prediction. कभी कभी ऐसा हो सकता है. ओके, दक्ष, तरंग, निसर्ग. I still cannot see Daksh. Okay, similarly, when the lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth vibrates. I think you all know what is vibration. Yes. हाँ, ट्रेमर्स होते हैं, वाइब्रेट होता है, राइट. तो वॉल्केनो हमें पता है, देर इज अ माउंटेन लाइक शेप, देर इज एन ओपनिंग एंड द मोल्टन मैटर कम्स आउट. दिस इज अ वॉल्केनो. Earthquake, there is a vibration. Similarly, when the lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth vibrates. The vibration can travel all around its center. Vibration पूरे surrounding areas में feel होता है. Okay? These vibrations are called earthquake. I think you all know what is an earthquake, right? The place in the crust from where the vibration starts is called focus. Now something important. Tarang, now you all put your phones on vibration mode. Yes or no? सब लोग अपने अपने फोन वाइब्रेशन में रखते हो. Yes. Now you know that whenever the phone vibrates, now suppose आपका फोन यहाँ पर पड़ा है and your hand is over here, टेबल से थोड़ा दूर, तो can you experience the vibration? Yes, very easily. है ना, आवाज भी आती है और वाइब्रेशन हाथ में फील भी होता है. सपोज इफ योर हैंड इज ओवर हियर, विल यू फील द वाइब्रेशन? यस, थोड़ा थोड़ा, वेरी गुड, होता है लेकिन थोड़ा थोड़ा. इफ योर हैंड इज ओवर हियर, there'll be no vibration felt at all, right? So if you are holding the phone in your hand, the vibration is the highest. When you move further, the vibration becomes lesser and lesser, and you all have experienced this thing, right? बट एक डिफरेंस क्या है फोन वाले वाइब्रेशन और अर्थ वाले वाइब्रेशन में? देर इज वन डिफरेंस कि फोन जो है वो टेबल के ऊपर वाइब्रेट होता है और अर्थक्वेक में वाइब्रेशन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द इंटीरियर ऑफ द अर्थ. अंदर से वाइब्रेशन स्टार्ट होता है फिर सरफेस पे आता है. समझ में आए ऑल ऑफ यू? राइट. सो सपोज इफ दिस इज अवर अर्थ एंड इफ द वाइब्रेशन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट, तो वाइब्रेशन होगा यहाँ पर एंड देन इट विल अफेक्ट द सरफेस एरियाज, right? So the point from where the vibration starts, it is known as focus. What do you say it? Focus. And the place is exactly on the surface. Focus से आप देख सकते हो ये भी exactly ऊपर है, ये भी exactly ऊपर है. तो these places are known as epicenter. What are they known as? Epicenter. Okay, so focus is the place where the actual vibration starts, and the place exactly on the surface of focus where the vibration is felt the maximum. यहाँ पर maximum vibration होता है. These places are known as epicenter. Epicenter. Okay, now again take the example of our mobile. ये हमारा वाइब्रेशन है मतलब फोकस, और क्योंकि आप इसके नजदीक हो यहाँ पर एन एपिसेंटर, बट थोड़ा थोड़ा वाइब्रेशन दूर दूर तक भी फील होगा. यस और नो? तो ये जो दूर दूर वाली प्लेसेस हैं जहां पर थोड़ा बहुत वाइब्रेशन फील होता है, दीज प्लेसेस आर नोन एज हाइपोसेंटर. व्हाट आर दे नोन एज? Hypocenter. So we have to remember three words. The exact place where the earthquake starts is known as focus. Okay. The place exactly on the surface of the earth, जहाँ जो exact सबसे ऊपर surface में where the vibration is maximum, is known as epicenter, and the other surrounding places where little small amount of vibrations are felt are known as hypocenter. Are these three words very clear to you, all of you? Yes, Ansh, it's hypocenter, HYPO. Okay? Yes. So do you understand all these three words properly? Focus, epicenter and hypocenter. Okay, now let's read the same thing. The place in the crust from where the vibration starts is called the focus. The vibration travels in the form of wave outside the center of origin. The center of surface closest to the center of origin is called epicenter. Closest to the surface, ये वाला. Okay? Greatest damage is usually closest to the epicenter, and as the distance from the epicenter increases, the magnitude of the earthquake gradually decreases. Magnitude meaning power or intensity. Underline the word magnitude and write the meaning power or intensity. So whenever the earth vibrates, the buildings fall down, the houses break, there are cracks on the land, right? So destruction, the maximum destruction is in the epicenter, and as you move away from the epicenter, the destruction decreases, the power also decreases. Is it clear, all of you? Is it clear? Okay. Now, although earthquake cannot be predicted मतलब टू नो इन एडवांस, पहले से नहीं पता चलता कि ये दिन को इतने बजे अर्थक्वेक आएगा. नो, प्रेडिक्टेड मीनिंग फोरकास्टेड. अंडरलाइन द वर्ड प्रेडिक्टेड एंड राइट द मीनिंग फोरकास्टेड. आपने वेदर फोरकास्ट देखा होगा न्यूज में, 3 दिन तक हेवी रेनफॉल होगा, 2 दिन तक स्नोफॉल होगा. इट कैन बी प्रेडिक्टेड, it can be forecasted, but the earthquake can never be predicted. Okay, so although earthquake cannot be predicted, the impact can be minimized. Impact meaning effect. Underline the word impact and write the meaning effect. It can be minimized if we are prepared beforehand. पहले से तैयारी रखो तो कभी भी आ जाए तो डिस्ट्रक्शन तो होगा, इसको श्योर. The destruction can be decreased. Yes, magnitude. Magnitude meaning power or intensity. Okay, the wrong. Right. Local people use some common methods to predict the possibility of earthquake. Local people. कभी कभी because of the movements of sex, they come to sharper आने वाला. It is not for sure. These are just common things कि कभी कभी सच हो जाता है. Now what are these predictions? Let's see. Local people use some common methods to predict possibility of earthquake, like study of behaviors of animals. Animals को से पहले पता चल जाता है whenever there is an earthquake. जैसे we've seen cows and buffaloes going in a large group. हमने देखा है हाई, राइट? तो अचानक से suppose there are 55 cows and buffaloes going together, and suddenly if they start running very fast here and there, सभी 50 के cows suddenly ऐसे आगे पीछे आजू बाजू दौड़ने लगती है, तो this shows that there might be an earthquake. ऐसा माना जाता है. It is always not sure. Okay, then rapid movement of fish in the pond. Now generally fish जो है वो आराम से pond में घूमती रहती है. Now अचानक से का movement बहुत ही fast हो जाता है, तो it might happen that an earthquake is going to occur. Then coming to reptiles on the surface of the earth. Now what are these reptiles? What do you mean by reptiles? Yes, can you give some examples? स्नेक्स है, अर्थवॉर्म्स है, लिजर्ड है, स्नेल है, राइट? तो ऑल दीज थिंग्स, ये जो रेप्टाइल्स है वो जनरली लैंड के अंदर रहते हैं होल्स करके, ये शायद आपको पता होगा, राइट? अब अर्थक्वेक तो वैसे भी अंदर से बाहर आता है, तो अंदर वालों को पहले पता चलेगा. समझ में आ रहा है, राइट? सो सडनली ऑल द रेप्टाइल्स दे स्टार्ट कमिंग आउट ऑन द सरफेस, then this means something is happening inside and it might be a earthquake. Okay, so this is how sometimes the earthquakes can be predicted but not always. Any doubt? Okay, so because of the earthquake, because of the volcano, because of the internal movements of the earth, the shape of the land keeps on changing. Now, what are these shapes that we are going to learn one by one? इसलिए हमारा टाइटल है मेजर लैंड फॉर्म्स. Okay, the landscape is continuously worn away by two processes. Worn away meaning it keeps on changing. Underline the word worn away. And write the meaning changing. And this change happens because of two processes, weathering and erosion. Weathering and erosion. Now, weathering meaning breaking. Underline the word weathering and write the meaning breaking. And erosion meaning wash away. Washing away. Right, now let's see, read the sentence again. The landscape is continuously changing by two processes, either breaking or washing away. Washing away meaning साबु शैम्पू से नहीं, but washing away मतलब खींच के ले जाना. This is done by water or wind. Suppose take an example कि you all have gone near the river banks or sea beach. आप लोग बीच पे गए हो, है ना, तो आपने देखा होगा that when the water comes towards the sea shore, जब पानी आगे आता है तो it brings lots of things with it. जैसे सी प्लांट्स है, शेल्स है, पेबल्स है, ऑल दीज थिंग्स कम ऑन द शोर. यस और नो, देखा है आपने? बट समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस कि वाटर गोज अवे विथ मोर स्पीड. जब वो पानी वापस जाता है तो स्पीड ज्यादा होती है, तो लाने के बदले वो जो है वो लेकर चला जाता है. कभी कभी पूरे लोगों को भी, इंसान को भी खींच के ले जाता है. आपने सुना होगा कि लोग डूब जाते हैं, बहुत सारा तूफान आता है तो बोट्स वहां पर पड़ी है, बोट्स चली जाती है, वेफर के रैपर्स चले जाते हैं, पानी की बोतलें चली जाती है. हैव यू सीन दिस? ओके, सो द वाटर कम्स एंड गोज. देखो, अगर ये पानी तो ये इस तरफ भी आता है, उस तरफ भी जाता है. नाउ इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द स्पीड ऑफ द रिवर. इफ द स्पीड ऑफ रिवर, अगर ये कमिंग वाली स्पीड ज्यादा है तो इट विल ब्रिंग लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स टू द शोर. बट अगर उसकी गोइंग स्पीड ज्यादा है तो इट विल टेक अवे एवरीथिंग विथ इट. समझ में आ रहा है ऑल ऑफ यू? समझ में आ रहा है? ब्रिंगिंग एंड टेकिंग वाला है ना. तो whenever it brings anything, जब पानी उसके साथ में कुछ लेकर आता है, then it is known as deposition, right? And when anything goes away, it is known as erosion. जो अभी हमने मीनिंग लिखा, washing away. So do you understand the difference between deposit and erode? All of you? Okay, so there are two processes, weathering and erosion. Now what is weathering? वो तो हमें यहाँ पर ही दिया है. Let's read. Weathering is the breaking up of the rocks on the earth's surface. Weathering occurs on the surface due to agents like water, wind and ice. You might be knowing that rocks that continuously break, पत्थर टूट जाते हैं. क्यों टूटते हैं? Either because of water or because of wind or because of ice. ये तीनों agents, ये तीनों factors, they are responsible for weathering or breaking of the rocks. The weathered material is carried away or transported by water, wind, etc. Now the broken rocks, they are carried away. या तो हवा से चले जाते हैं, हवा मतलब storm, or else water. Water also takes away. Okay? This process of weathering and deposition create different landforms on the surface of the earth. So weathering or deposition says slowly and gradually what happens? The landforms, the shapes of the land keep on changing. Now, after changing the shape, what is created, how are they created, that we are going to learn next. कि river उसमें क्या काम करती है. Turn your page. You can see work of the river, work of the waves, work of glaciers, glaciers meaning ice, work of wind, etc. ठीक है. तो ये weathering और erosion में what is the role of water and what is the role of the wind, that is our next topic, but this we'll do tomorrow. Till now, anybody, any doubts? Formation of the landform and major land. Is it very clear? Okay. So how does river, what is the role of river in making this landforms? That is our next topic and that will be done tomorrow. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Shall we end the lecture? Okay. Chalo. Bye bye all of you. Have a nice day.